You know, usually you'd see a long Facebook post, but I don't like typing a long Facebook post, and who really reads a long post anyway? You guys really need something to capture your attention. Maybe this video might do the trick. We'll see. It's funny because a lot of you guys know me as just like a wacky dude, and then some of you know me as a more serious, poised, like reserved person. I'm like in between. I don't know how to explain myself. So for those of you who don't know, I have a traveling addiction. I love to travel. I love to be somewhere new, like a place or two every year. If you guys want to join me next year, I might be going to Australia. That'd be cool. But wherever I'm going, you guys should join. Whoever wants to, which you should. So at the end of April, going to the beginning of May, I was in Brazil for a study abroad trip, which has been an amazing experience with such great people. I spent a lot of time on the trip just thinking about my life and then what I wanted to do with it. And it's funny because my senior year of my undergrad, one of my friends joked around with me because he knew I was gonna go to school to get my master's in business. And he's like, you know, we should open a gym in Dubai. And his reasoning was, who opens up a gym in Dubai? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's gyms in Dubai, but like, who comes up with that crazy idea just to go somewhere overseas that no one thinks about and just do business there? It's pretty cool if you're serious about it, but we're half joking and we're half, you know, serious. By the way, if you're watching this video, I hope you're serious, because if you do want to go through with that plan, I'm all ears. Let's go. I was just really confused with my life when I came back from Brazil. I spent a month just working hard, taking summer classes. I was literally just busy, like non-stop, just homework, work, homework, sleep, eat, work out. And then out of the blue, like on a Sunday afternoon after I was finishing doing something, I don't remember what it was, one of my good friends actually texted me and he said, are you still doing PT stuff? One of those things where like when he texted me, I realized, you know, hey, I used to do this stuff like way back when I was still figuring out what I wanted to do for college. And when he asked me that, I was just like, well, no, I'm not really doing PT stuff anymore. And at the time, like, he told me, like, if you really consider doing it again, I might look into helping you find a job. Back in the past, for my undergrad, what I really wanted to study was exercise science and physical therapy. I really wanted to do that stuff. I wanted to be a fitness trainer. I wanted to help people overcome their injuries and do all that kinds of stuff. I just really had an interest in that, and I really had a passion for it. So most of my junior and senior years in high school was spent towards studying that. Instead of studying to be a fitness trainer, last minute when I was in my senior year about to graduate, like literally just walking, I decided to just make a change and study music in Orlando at a small school called Johnson University. A lot of people don't know what that school is. It's a small university, but it's really had a big impact in my life the last 4 years. So I had a lot of anatomy classes, biology classes, I think I had one nutrition class, that when I transferred over after making the decision to study music, I don't think even half of those classes transferred over. And of course, who wouldn't want to study music? You get to travel a lot if you're in the touring choir, and if you're in the traveling band, you get to go from place to place, play a show every night during spring break. Shout out to my new creation peeps, if you guys are watching. For those of you who've known me growing up or have met me in high school or in my undergrad years, I have always played music for like forever. As far back, it's been like 15 years or so. Like, I've always been known as the kid who just played music a lot. That's how I made my living in high school. I mean, I grew up playing music, and then in high school I met so many different people where I did paid gigs. And I mean, who could say, I've never met so many high schoolers who have said like, oh, I made a living off of paid gigs while I was in high school. I spent the majority of my life playing drums. I took drum lessons as a kid. I make the joke that I've only learned for 2 years, and the rest of the years I took lessons, I messed around with my drum teacher. Who can say that they went to Tennessee, to Nashville to play in front of music producers? That is like one of the highlights of my life. And for them to critique you and tell you need to do this better, or this is your greatest strength and this is the weaknesses you should work on, I greatly enjoyed that. You know, that was an experience like altogether that I will never forget. Especially studying music in my undergrad, that was an experience I would never forget. Just learning how to just get along with different personality types and just to blend with people regardless of what group you're in. I've always jumped on music whenever I could. Every chance I could get to play an instrument, whether it was paid or for free, just volunteering, I've always just went that route. I just wanted to expand on my musical skills, and I always thought it was a great way to reach out to people. So I've always just stuck with music for that long, and it's really helped me boost up my confidence, not only as being a musician, but as being a person in general, and just really continuing to learn and grow. It's helped me to apply that same discipline to every other area of my life, especially fitness, especially learning about nutrition and just learning about business, which is where I am now. A lot of workout sessions I had in my undergrad years, and just, you know, people come out to me and ask me about fitness tips and what I do for certain things, you know. It was a great way to make friendships, to build on relationships. I'll say that. It did have funny times where I see people almost get crushed by weights because they couldn't lift as heavy as I could, but it made for great times that I would hold close and never forget. And then near the senior year of being at Johnson, I started to feel another calling in my life, that like I had another purpose that was beyond music. And that's where I felt like I was leaning towards business. So for those of you who want to know, because I keep getting messages about it and I keep getting stopped by people and people asking me, you know, why do I see you in the gym a lot, or why do I see you making posts a lot about fitness on your Snapchat about nutrition and then counting macros and all that. What is that? I am a certified trainer now. I thank a lot of people for helping me get to that point. I am loving my job. I love that I'm back studying stuff in the fitness industry, and the awesome part about it is you never stop learning something new. When you think you have learned all you can, there's just something new that's just thrown in your face, and it smacks you really hard that you're just like, oh wow, you know, I wish I would have known that like years back. So what does this mean now? I'm not dropping out of grad school. I'm still gonna finish my master's degree because I want it. I also want to use that towards a business later on in the future. Who knows, I might open up that gym again in Dubai or somewhere else. You know who you are, you better get in contact with me again. For those of you who are thinking, oh, he's probably walking away from music, that just know me as the musical type and jump on every job I can that involves music, filling in as an artist, a bassist, a drummer here and there. I am not completely walking away from music. I'm just going into a different season in my life where I know I'm needed right now. There's one thing that someone said to me that I will never forget for the rest of my life, and that is the only way you can succeed is to move. Movement is what helps you forward. And that makes sense. I mean, because even though we're stuck somewhere, the only thing that will help us to get out of that situation is just to move. Every rock and hard place that you find yourself in, there's always a way out. There's always a solution. You just gotta move. And especially if you're stuck somewhere, you feel like you can't get to the next level, you just gotta move, and then you finally realize you're just one step away from that one thing. How you act to certain situations and rise above really tells more about your character and really helps with your work ethic overall. I'm sorry if I blow up your news feed with a bunch of gym stuff, posts from me working out or talking about nutrition, but hey, you might learn something from it. And that's been my goal in life, is just to inspire people, whether it be through music or photography or some kind of art or fitness, is to really help you become a better person through learning about those things and being inspired by seeing someone else bettering themselves as well. And with that said, if any of you are looking for a fill-in artist, feel free to message me if you have my number. If not, you know, you can message me on social media, or if you have my email, just feel free to message me, because I'm looking to like get out there and still play more when I have the time. If you want, you can message me about, you know, playing drums for your band. Oh wait, never mind. I sold my drum set actually to pay for my bass. So if you want to talk to me about playing guitar or bass in your band, that'd be cool. If you guys are interested in fitness tips or nutrition, you can message me or text me, whatever you usually do. I know I'm on social media a lot. I do send messages to people, and I do try to keep in touch with most of you guys, but it's difficult, you know. Life moves on, and the best you can do is just really prioritize to make time for people. Finally, thanks again to a lot of people who have helped me up to this point, to help me to grow as a person and just being a really good friend and just sticking with me and staying loyal all throughout these years and having my back. You guys know who you are, so you can pat yourselves on the back for that or give yourselves a big hug for me, because I literally can't. I can't reach through this camera and do that myself. Oh yeah, by the way, if you see a Filipino walking down the road, give them a high five. They're awesome. If you guys want to catch up with me and know what else I've been up to, you know where to find me.